So radioactivity undrathu ella elements ku irukuma? Will all the elements have this natural radioactivity phenomena? Only elements having atomic number greater than 82 will exhibit this property. So thus Rutherford, he kept a radioactivity element within a lead box. Or lead box kulla vechar. Clear? What he kept inside a lead box with a small opening at the center, he just kept a radioactive element within a lead box with a small opening. இதனால மீதி இருக்க ஒரே ஒரு ஆல்பா ரே மட்டும் எமிட் ஆகும். மத்ததெல்லாம் என்ன ஆகும்? It will be absorbed within the lead box. Here, just find it. இங்க ரெண்டு diaphragm CCAX. So alpha particles are nothing but helium nuclei. Alpha particles are nothing but helium nuclei. Can you say what is the charge of this alpha particle? Charge. How much it will be? How many electrons are there? 4. 2 electrons, 2 protons. Can you say what is the charge of this alpha particle? 2 into E. 2E. Clear? So Q will be the 2E will be the charge of this alpha particle. Now they travel. He in his place he kept a very thin gold foil. Enna vachara avaru or thin gold foil. It is not a thick metal. Thin sheet mari or gold foil vachar. So he can see here I had a screen. Microscope vachta. You can see the observations on the screen. This one is coated with the zinc sulfide. This is nothing but a fluorescent screen coated with zinc sulfide. You can see so many rays. Some of the rays passed through. This is a diagram of podumbodhu. You can see some of so many alpha rays just passed through. And the thin foil அப்படியே pass பண்ணி போயிடுச்சு. Clear? Some of the rays just deflected through small angles and some deflected through large angles. And some of the rays just retrace the same path. எப்படி போச்சு straight அப்படியே retrace. They just returned back in the same line. So this was the conclusions he got. Based on this observation, what the conclusion he is getting one by one we'll see. First, நிறைய rays எப்படி போச்சு? Passed through. First conclusion, most of the rays passed through in a straight line without any deviation. Alpha particles can charge a positive charge. Clear? அப்ப நெகட்டிவ் இருந்தா தானே அதோட பாத் இருந்து டீவியேட் ஆகும். எஸ் ஆர் நோ நெகட்டிவ் இருந்தா அட்ராக்ட் ஆகும். இல்ல பாசிட்டிவ் இருந்தா ரிப்பல் ஆகும். எதுவுமே இல்லாம பாஸ் ஆச்சுன்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? Most of the space inside the atom is empty. எம்டியா இருக்குன்னு தானே அர்த்தம். ஏதாவது நெகட்டிவ் பாசிட்டிவ் சார்ஜ் இருந்தா ரிப்பல்ஷனோ அட்ராக்ஷனோ இருக்கும் இல்ல. So by this இப்ப pass through ஆனதால he can come to the conclusion most of the space inside the atom is empty. And some of the alpha particles they just deviated through small angles. எப்படி deviate ஆச்சு? Through small angles. By this small angles la deviate ஆச்சுனா அதனை பாத்துல என்ன அர்த்தம்? Small angles. Past illa electrons irundhalum it will be attracted, isn't it? So here you can come to the conclusion when the most of the alpha particles are passed through most of the space is empty because they just deviated or deflected through only small angles of few degrees now. Then second one, how these alpha particles went? They just alpha particles are positive charge. They just pass through and they retrace the same path. What that mean? Only a few did like this. Only a few alpha particles did like this. What that mean? Alpha க்கு positive charge இருக்கு. அது நேரா போயிட்டு அப்படியே ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் ஆச்சு பேக்ல. What that mean? அதங்கேயே ஏதோ positive charge இருக்கு. So here at the center a positive charge, the whole of the positive charge of the atom is in a tiny space. அது ஒரு tiny spaceல தான் whole positive charge of the atom is associated. இங்க இருக்குன்னு கண்டுபிடிச்சு. அதனால தான் அது ரிப்பல் ஆச்சு. It doesn't reach and it doesn't touch this place. ஒரு particular level வரைக்கும் தான் போகும். அதுக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன ஆகும்? It will retrace the same path. This minimum distance what is going to travel he called it as the distance of the closest approach. ஒரு மேக்னெட்டோட நார்த் போல் எடுத்தாலும் என்ன ஆகும் அது? I can able to stick it together. ரெண்டு நார்த் போல் why? Because the force of repulsion. அந்த force of repulsionனால ஒரு particular distance வரைக்கும் தான் என்னால கொண்டு போக முடியும். அதுக்கு மேல என்ன ஆகும்? It will repel the magnet. I can't able to take it towards it. Same way here also the alpha particles pass through this place only. After that they retrace this point. அப்ப இங்க பாஸ் ஆகும்போது இந்த ஒரு certain velocity ஓட மூவ் ஆகும் இல்லையா alpha particles. When they reach this point the kinetic energy of the alpha particles will be converted into its potential energy. Then they will take the back path, isn't it? Then they will return. This distance he called it as the distance of the closest approach. So some of the alpha particles, when they retrace the same path, what is the conclusion he got? Most of the positive charge is in a tiny space inside the atom. That tiny space he called it as the nucleus. Appo nucleus nu sonnar avaru, nucleus ku enna charge? Positive charge. Enna repel achu illaya? Then அதனுடைய diameter பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 10 power minus 14 meter. What is the diameter of this? 10 power diameter 10 power minus 14 meter. The diameter of the atom is 10 power minus 10 meter. Clear? This was the conclusion he got by this alpha particle scattering experiment. By this he calculated what is the distance of the closest approach. அதாவது எது வரைக்கும் அந்த alpha particles move ஆகும் அப்படின்றதையும் அவர் calculate பண்ணாரு. Can we see now? So what I told you now, when the alpha particles move like this, the kinetic energy of the alpha particles will be converted as potential energy when they reach this point. What is the kinetic energy formula? Half mv square. M is the mass of the alpha particles, v is the charge of the alpha particles. Can you write the equation for potential energy? mgh. I am not going to deal about the action, movement, motion of the objects. இங்க எப்படின்னு எழுதலாம்? Charged particle potential பத்தி பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன் நான். Potential energy q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught r. மறந்தாச்சா? Here what are the two charges? Now listen, what are the two charges here? One the charge of the alpha particle, one the charge of the nucleus, isn't it? Charge of the alpha particle இப்பதானே சொன்னேன். What is the charge of the alpha particle? 2e. What is the charge of this nucleus? Nucleus ke positive charge. We know that electron ude charge magnitude proton ude magnitude same ah irukum. Charges தான் different. அது negative, இது positive. What is that? What does the atomic number gives you? Atomic number என்னமா கொடுக்குது? என்ன சொல்லுது? Number of protons or number of electrons. Since both are same inside an atom. அப்ப Z ன்னு போட்டா என்ன வருது? proton உடைய நம்பரும் ஒண்ணா தான் இருக்கும், electron. அப்ப can I write the charge of the nucleus as Zd? E is the charge of one proton into number of protons. It gives you the charge of the nucleus. இது ஒரு charged particle, இங்க இருக்கிற ஒரு helium nuclei ஒரு charged particle. There are two charged particles. What is the potential energy from this? Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R2. அப்ப Q1 என்னது இங்க? Zd ஒரு potential charge 2e by 4 pi epsilon naught R0. So when they approach this point, its kinetic energy will be equal to its converted into potential energy. If I equate these two, what happens? 2Zd square by 4 pi epsilon naught R0 equal to half mv square. From this what is R0? R0 தான் எனக்கு வேணும். Take the R0 this side. Bring the half mv square this side. இங்க அப்படியே இங்க என்ன இருக்கு left hand sideல 2Zd square by naught. R0 அப்படி போயிடலாமா? Equal to R0. 2 என்ன ஆகும்? It will become 4 mv square. So what is the remaining? R0 equal to Z e square by pi m epsilon naught v square. So this will be the distance of the closest approach. R0 equal to Zd square by pi m epsilon naught v square. By this he can calculate the what is the minimum distance up to which the alpha particles can go and retrace the same path. Then see how based on this experiment what is the conclusion you are getting? இத வச்சிட்டு அவர் ஒரு structure of the atom கொடுத்தார். யாரு? Rutherford. First we have seen J.J. Thomson atom model. Rutherford என்ன சொன்னாரு? How he told J.J. Thomson atom என்றது ஒரு positive cloud, அதுல electrons இருக்கும். But he has seen the whole positive charge is at that tiny space. So centerல தான் இருக்கும் அந்த positive charge. That he named it as the nucleus. அந்த nucleus சுத்தி electrons வந்து circular orbitல சுத்திட்டு இருக்கும். What he told? Nucleus, that positive charge, the whole positive charge of the atom will be concentrated at its center and all the electrons will be revolving around the nucleus in circular orbits. இதுதான் அவர் பண்ண தப்பு. Circular orbitsல சுத்திட்டு இருக்கும்னு சொல்லிட்டார். Now when it is revolving in circular orbits, what are the two major drawbacks he did? spectral, fine spectral series he can't able to explain, and he can't able to define the stability of the atom. அதையும் இவரால explain பண்ண முடியல. யாரால? Rutherford ஆடால. What he told? Nucleus centerல இருக்கும், all the electrons will be revolving in a circular orbit. When the electrons are revolving in a circular orbit ல revolve பண்ணும்போது, according to electromagnetic theory, இந்த electromagnetic theory பிரகாரம் when it circulates அதுக்கு ஒரு centripetal force கிடைக்குமா? Because of this it will have a centripetal acceleration. அப்போ ஒரு centripetal acceleration கிடைக்கும். The charged particle when it is revolving, what happens to its frequency? Frequency என்ன ஆகும்? இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆக ஆரம்பிக்கும். அதில் angular velocity இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும். ஏன்னா it is going to radiate energy. அது சர்க்குலராக சுற்றிட்டே இருக்கும்போது எனர்ஜி ரேடியேட் பண்ணுமா? when it radiates energy, what happens to its energy? அது frequency emit பண்ண அதோட எனர்ஜி கம்மியாயிடுமா? அப்போ எனர்ஜி கம்மியாகனா will it revolve in the same circular orbit? Definitely it will not revolve in the same circular orbit, because when it radiates its energy decreases. அதோட எனர்ஜி டிக்ரீஸ் ஆகும்போது it won't take the circular part. Instead of that it will take spiral. இதனுடைய orbit குறைஞ்சிருமா? குறைய என்ன ஆகும்? it will spiral down and it will fall into the nucleus. அப்போ நியூக்ளியஸ்க்குள்ள விழுந்துருச்சுன்னா பாசிட்டிவ் நெகட்டிவ் கேன்சல் ஆயிட்டோம். there is no stability of the atom. But in nature we know that all atoms are stable. Stability அவளால explain பண்ண முடியல. This was the one major drawback. Second one, according to classical electromagnetic theory, when a charged particle is moving in a circular orbit, and the energy emit பண்ணும்போது அதோட frequency எப்படி இருக்கணும்? It is radiating some energy in the form of waves. Electromagnetic waves emit பண்ணது இல்லையா? The emitted waves உடைய frequency will be directly proportional to the angular velocity of the electron. அது circular orbitல சுத்தும்போது அதுக்கு ஒரு angular velocity இருக்கு. The emit பண்ற waves உடைய frequency எப்படி இருக்கும்? According to classical electromagnetic theory, frequency will be directly proportional to the angular velocity. So what he told, it is moving in a circular orbit. அப்ப frequency increase ஆக angular velocity என்ன ஆகும்? increase ஆகுமா? அப்ப angular velocity increase ஆயிட்டே போகுது. அட்ட ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ்ல வந்து இது என்ன ஆகும்? angular velocity infinite ஆச்சுன்னா frequency infinite. அப்ப என்ன மாதிரி ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் வரணும்? spectral radiations பார்க்க continuously அதை emit பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கும் frequency. That is the meaning of it, isn't it? Since by classical electromagnetic theory, இது ரெண்டும் directly proportional. Frequency of the emitted wave, angular velocity of the charged particle, that is electron, directly proportional. Angular velocity இந்த circular சுத்தும்போது increase ஆகுமா? Angular velocity increase ஆனா frequency of the emitted wave increase ஆகணும். அப்ப இது infinite வேல்யூக்கு போச்சுன்னா இதுவும் இன்ஃபினிட் ஆயிடும். அப்ப என்ன மாதிரி ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் எனக்கு கிடைக்கணும்? கண்டினியூஸ் ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் கிடைக்கணும். பட் இது வந்து பை அப்சர்வேஷன். பட் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்டலா பார்க்கும்போது I didn't got a continuous spectrum for hydrogen atom. I got only fine spectral lines. This one he can't able to explain. So what are the two major drawbacks of Rutherford atom model? One, he can't able to explain the stability of the atom. The other one, he can't able to explain the fine spectral series of the hydrogen atom. These are the two major drawbacks of Rutherford atom model. Then the person Bohr came. Bohr he can able to explain these two drawbacks of the Rutherford. Rutherford ரெண்டு drawback யார் சொன்னது? யார் explain பண்ணது கரெக்ட்டா? Bohr. What he told? இவர் சொன்ன மாதிரி electrons வந்து it will not revolve in all permitted orbits. எப்படி வேணா சுத்திட்டு இருக்கும். அப்படி சொன்னார் யாரு? Rutherford. But Bohr he told it won't revolve in all permitted orbits. Which one? Electrons they can revolve in a certain circular or permitted orbits only. எப்படி சுத்திட்டு இருக்கும் electrons? They can revolve around the nucleus only in certain permitted orbits where its angular momentum will be equal to integral multiples of h by 2 pi. What he told? The electron can revolve only in certain permitted orbits whose angular momentum will be equal to integral multiples of h by 2 pi. In the condition satisfy பண்ணாதான் it can take the circular orbits. அந்த மாதிரி circular orbits circle பண்ணும்போது rotate revolve பண்ணும்போது it will not emit any radiation. Very important point. Those orbits we called as the stationary orbits or non-radiating orbits. புரியுதா மேம்? அந்த ஆர்பிட்ல சுத்திட்டு இருக்கும்போது அதுவே ரேடியேட் பண்ணாது. Which one? Electrons will not radiate any energy when they are revolving in the circular orbit whose angular momentum is nh by 2 pi, where n is the principal quantum number. Clear? L equal to என்னது? Angular momentum. Angular momentum means moment of linear momentum. Last year படிச்சிருக்கீங்களா இல்லையா? ஃபார்முலா என்ன? m v r. linear momentum mass into velocity, moment of linear momentum, we call it as the angular momentum, nh by 2 pi. So this first condition we call it as the quantization condition. idukku per enna? So what does the quantization condition tells us? Electrons will not revolve in all permitted orbits. It will revolve only in certain permissible orbits whose angular momentum is integral multiples of h by 2 pi, where h is the Planck's constant. Its value is 6.625 10 power minus 34 joule second. Clear? This condition we call it as the quantization condition. Second one, then how, when it will radiate energy? The second condition we call it as a frequency condition. When an electron jumps from an orbit, from a stationary orbit of higher energy level to another orbit of lower energy level. இது second orbit ஆச்சுக்கலாம். இதுதான் அதனுடைய first orbit. Clear? இதுதான் அதனுடைய second orbit. இந்த எலக்ட்ரான் இங்க இருக்கும்போது அதனுடைய எனர்ஜி E2. இந்த எலக்ட்ரான் first orbitல இருக்கும்போது அதனுடைய எனர்ஜி E1. When an electron jumps from an orbit of higher energy to an orbit of lower energy, the difference in energy level between these two will be emitted in the form of radiation. என்ன சொன்னார் அவரு? இந்த மாதிரி ஸ்டேஷனரி ஆர்பிட்ல இருந்து அடுத்து கூட கீழே பிலோ இருக்கிற ஸ்டேஷனரி ஆர்பிட்டுக்கு ஜம்ப் பண்ணும்போது the difference in energy level between these two will be emitted in the form of radiation. This condition we call it as the Bose frequency condition. This we call it as a frequency condition. Here is told the difference in energy level is E2 minus E1 equal to h nu. Nu is the frequency of the emitted radiation. By this we can able to explain the stability of the atom and also the fine spectral series of the hydrogen atom. The Bose ரெண்டு condition very very important. அந்த ரெண்டு condition, quantization condition or frequency condition underline பண்ணிக்கோங்கம்மா. Still the page number pass to the girls. 13. Page number 13. Bose quantization condition and the Bose frequency condition. So based on this, he calculated also the radius of the nth orbit. This is very very easy one. So for example, in the nucleus when the first orbit la irukna electron revolve பண்ணும்போது இந்த radius தான் r1 எடுக்கிறோம், because radius is the first orbit. Second orbit na r2 rn. If the electron is revolving in its nth orbit, ஏதோ ஒரு orbitல சுத்திட்டு இருக்கு, that radius I want to calculate. ஒரு formula வேணும் இல்லையா? How to find out the radius of the nth orbit? Now take care of note and you write radius of the nth orbit. So electrons can charge ma? Negative charge. Let E be the charge of the electron. What is the charge of the nucleus here? Positive charge. It is given by Zd. There are two charged particles now. The distance between the two charged particles I will take it as Rn. By what is the force of attraction between these or repulsion? It is given by what law? Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law, what it gives you? It gives you the force of attraction or repulsion between any two charged particles. By Coulomb's law, can I write this force of attraction or repulsion? What is F is equal to Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. What is Q1 here? E. So Q1 Q2 by Rn square. This is your electrostatic force of attraction between the two charged particles. This electrostatic force of attraction provides the necessary centripetal force for the electron to revolve in a circular orbit. எந்த force அதுக்கு necessary centripetal force கொடுக்குது? In the electrostatic force of attraction. What is the centripetal force formula? M V squared by R. So here nth orbit தான் எடுக்கிறோம், அப்ப Vn Rn போடலாமா? Now can I equate these two forces? Isn't it? Because this force of attraction gives you the necessary centripetal force for the electron to revolve in a circular orbit. Yeah? So this one will be equal to a centripetal force Vn squared by Rn. Can you say what is the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity?
V is equal to R.
Very good. V equal to R omega. Vn na Rn omega n. Can I substitute here? What happens to this equation? M Rn square omega n square by 1 Rn gets cancelled. What is the remaining? m Rn omega n square equal to z e square by 4 pi epsilon naught Rn. Rn square. From this, can you write what is omega n square? Take this that side. What you will be getting? Omega n square equal to z square by 4 pi epsilon naught m Rn cube. Rn, here is one square, there is one Rn. Into panna cube aadicha. Equation 1. What is Bohr's quantization condition? L equal to nh by 2 pi. Take down. By Bohr's quantization condition, we know that L equal to nh by 2 pi. L equal to mvr. Shall I rub this? This one. Have this equation omega n square. Just substitute in the place of L mvr mvn Rn. Since I am going to see for the nth orbit, mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. I want only in the place of V1. I want in terms of angular velocity. So what I will do? M Rn, idu or Rn square aidama. Omega n equal to nh by 2 pi. From this, what is omega n? nh by 2 pi Rn square. Square this equation. On squaring, omega n square equal to 4 pi square Rn power 4. Equation 2. Compare equation 1 and 2. Compare equation 1 and 2. So left hand side equal. So write the right hand side. Z e square by 4 pi epsilon naught m Rn cube equal to n square h square by 4 pi square m square Rn power 4. Can you simplify? Enna cancel pannalam? 4 pi square or m cancel aiducha. Rn cube or Rn. What is the remaining? Shall I rub this? This one? Here left hand side z e square by, what is the remaining here? Epsilon naught. Epsilon naught. Remaining and all simplified, isn't it? On the right hand side you have n square by pi m Rn. I want to find out only this Rn. Yeah, take this Rn this side. Bring the other things here. It will be easy for you to do. Do it. Rn equal to n square h square by pi m z e square epsilon naught. Yeah. So what is Rn here? Radius of the nth orbit. See here, what is n square? N principal quantum number, that is order of the orbit. H Planck's constant value. Epsilon naught constant. Pi constant. Mass of the electron. Atom, atomic number, charge of the electron, all those are constant value, isn't it? Now if you see this radius of the nth orbit will be directly proportional to the square of its principal quantum number. So remaining things are all constant. So I can say these two are directly proportional. What that mean? Orbit increase radius of the nth orbit also, radius of the orbit also increases. Both are directly proportional. For example, for the first orbit, how will be this R1? First orbit, n equal to 1. R1 equal to 1. N equal to 2. Second orbit. square 4, n equal to 3, 9. So it will be going on. Which one? The radius of the orbit will be in the ratio 1:4:9:16, like this it will be going on. Now for hydrogen atom, can we see what happens to this radius of the nth orbit? Can you say what is the atomic number for hydrogen? 1. For hydrogen atom. Z equal to 1. What happens to this formula for Rn? Z value 1 ஆயிடுச்சுனா மீதி என்ன இருக்கு? n square this will be the radius of the nth orbit for hydrogen atom. Now just he substituted all the constant values and he got this value as Rn square equal to n square into, because all these are constant value, he substituted all the values and simplified, he got this value as 0.53 Armstrong. 0.53 Armstrong. We know that for hydrogen atom it will be having only one electron, so it will be in its first orbit. For n equal to 1, what happens to this Rn? 0.53 Armstrong. This we call it as the Bose radius. So Bose radius keta in the value dhaan inga eduthanum 0.53 Armstrong. 1 Armstrong equal to how many meter? 10 power minus 10 meter. 10 power minus 10 meter equal to 1 Armstrong. Clear? This one we call it as the R1 varappa. N equal to 1, then R1 equal to 0.53 Armstrong. This we call it as the Bose radius. Now radius of the nth orbit kandupidichu. Can we find out the energy of its nth orbit? Energy kandupidikalama? இந்த electron nth orbit la revolve பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும்போது we have calculated what is its radius, distance from the nucleus. அதோட energy calculate பண்ணலாமா? How to find out its total energy of the electron when it is revolving in its nth orbit? Total energy is given by sum of
energy in the first one.
what are the two important energies? How to find out the total energy of the electron? Sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. Take down. Energy of the electron in its nth orbit. Energy of the electron in its nth orbit. First you write total energy equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Energy equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. Can you write for this kinetic energy? First you write what is potential energy and kinetic energy. What is potential energy formula? Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught Rn. Yeah, Q1. What is Q1? ZE. Yeah, when I consider this potential energy of the electron, I will take into consideration the charge of the electron also. Anga helium particle paakumbodhu potential energy both are having positive charges. Here you take the charge of this electron Q1 Q2. Q1 is the nucleus and Q2 is another charge electron by 4 pi Rn. Square வராது, Rn தான். Force க்கு தான் square வரும். புரியுதா? Kinetic energy of mvn square. Velocity of the electron in its nth orbit. இதை as a whole எப்படி எழுதலாம்? minus z square by 4 pi epsilon naught Rn. இதுதான் potential energy, kinetic energy. So here from the previous derivation, can you say what is mvn square? இதை ஒரே ஒரு derivation முடிச்சலாம். mvn square. Last derivation போட்டோம்லமா radius of the nth orbit la we have just find out what is the electrostatic force of attraction. We compared with this the centripetal force. மறந்தாச்சா? என்னது? No, first equation பாருங்க. Electrostatic force of attraction Z square by 4 pi epsilon naught Rn square is equal to half mvn square. ஒரு equation போட்டோமே the previous equation la Z square by 4 pi epsilon naught Rn square equal to of mvn square. Electrostatic force of attraction will be equal to the centripetal force mvn square by r. Can you remember this? Rn square. From this, can you find out what is mvn square? ஒரு rn ஒரு rn cancel ஆயிடும். What is the remaining? Can I substitute this here? Substitute in the place of mvn square that value. What happens to this kinetic energy formula? 4 pi Rn. என்ன வரும் EK kinetic energy Zd square by 8 pi epsilon naught Rn. Can you find out the total energy now? We know what is potential energy, what is kinetic energy. Sum of potential energy and kinetic energy gives you the total energy of the electron which is revolving in its nth orbit. Energy கண்டுபிடிக்கணும், total energy. Shall I rub this? இது ரப் பண்ணிட்டுமா போடணுமாமா? electrostatic force of attraction சொல்றேன், எழுதிக்கோ. Z square by இது போட்டியா centripetal force formula. எனக்கு simplify பண்ண ஒரு Rn ஒரு Rn. இது என்ன கிடைக்குது? Z square by 4 pi epsilon naught Rn. போட்டியாமா? Now add these two equations. எப்படி ஆட் பண்றீங்க? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் potential energy plus kinetic energy. காமனா இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் வெளியே எடுத்துற ஃபர்ஸ்டே. என்ன காமனா இருக்கு? Z square by 4 pi epsilon naught எடுத்துரு Rn. இங்க 8 இருக்கு, அங்க 4 இருக்கு. இத மட்டும் வெளியே எடுத்துரு. What you will be getting? Total energy equal to Z E square by 4 pi epsilon naught Rn. காமனா இருக்கிறத நான் வெளியே எடுத்துட்டேன். இப்போ potential energy remaining என்ன? -1. எல்லாமே வெளியே வந்துருச்சு இல்லையா? What is the remaining? 1. அங்க kinetic energyக்கு plus 1 by 2. அங்க 8 இருக்கு இல்லையா denominatorல, 4 தானே வெளியே எடுத்திருக்கேன். plus 1 by 2. minus 1 plus 1 by half எவ்வளோ? minus half. minus half. Z square by 4 pi epsilon naught Rn into minus half. So what happens to the total energy now? Z E square minus Z E square by epsilon naught Rn. This will be the total energy. Now in the place of Rn, please substitute the value of radius of the nth orbit. Just now we have calculated. இங்க என்ன போட்டிருக்கோம்? இல்லம்மா Rn value formula பாரு. Rn equal to, say fast, by epsilon naught by m Z square. Substitute the value here. இங்க Rn க்கு பதிலா அந்த value substitute பண்ணுங்கம்மா. What happens to this E value? minus Z square by 8 pi epsilon naught n square h square epsilon pi m Z square. புரியுதா? Substitute the value of Rn here. So what happens to this? Minus pi gets cancelled. Minus z square m e power 4 by 8 epsilon naught square n square h square. This will be the energy of the electron which is revolving in its nth orbit. Are you getting this? Minus z square m e power 4 8 epsilon naught square n square h square. 2 minutes. So here this will be the energy of the electron when it is revolving in its nth orbit. For hydrogen atom, can you write what happens to this energy? For hydrogen atom, for hydrogen atom, by En என்ன ஆகும்? minus So this will be the energy of the electron when it is revolving in its nth orbit for hydrogen atom. So today what we have seen from the 6th lesson, atomic physics. First listen, just we'll summarize and see what we have completed today. First one, we have seen how to produce or how to charge a gas at normal temperature and pressure. It is possible to produce charges, or it is possible to produce electricity through gases. It is possible by an arrangement called discharge tube. Adala the different pathama. What are the changes occurred? Eppa Crookes Stock space kadakkudu, eppa positive column kadakkudu. Then we have calculated, then we have seen the properties of the cathode rays. Canal rays paathom. Canal rays ude properties paathachu. Then specific charge, that is nothing but the charge per unit mass done by J.J. Thomson experiment. Then Millikan's oil drop experiment. Adu important 10 mark question. Then what is the next one? அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன பார்த்தோம்? Important thing, structure of atoms. Atom structure start பண்ணோம். We have started with the person, was the first person to deal with Dalton, Prout, then J.J. Thomson. அவருடைய ரெண்டு drawback, Rutherford alpha particle scattering experiment. அவருடைய ரெண்டு main drawback, stability explain பண்ண முடியல அவரால fine spectral series. அதை rectify பண்ணவர் Bohr atom model பார்த்தோமா? Bohr atom model தான் என்ன கண்டுபிடிச்சோம்? Radius of the nth orbit and energy of the electron when it is revolving in its nth orbit. We are up to this, you study. Thank you.